Hey, what's going on, guys? It's everyone's favorite anime and manga podcast, lOsTAKUS. My name is Eric.
And I'm JT.
Bet boy.
So for this video, it's going to be a little bit different from the usual that we do. It's going to be more of a open conversation, a discussion, and it's mainly going to be about One Piece. So if you're a One Piece fan, this is for you. If not, bye.
Damn. Unfollow.
I found a Twitter user, which is rare for me because, I'm not on social media. And he posted a few topics about One Piece that weren't expected in One Piece. Something that Oda himself did not expect. Sounded pretty interesting. And we're going to shoot another video. But knowing that these two are One Piece simps, I thought this might be interesting for them to hear and record it. So here we are. Vivi being a princess.
No way. What? He wasn't expecting Vivi to be a princess?
You know how they started it off.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
She was
true.
part of
Yeah, that's
it.
right. That's right.
She was part of Baroque's work.
But looking back on it, it's just like, now we
major.
know she's a princess, right? But
it's major that she is a princess because now she's in trouble because she's a princess.
He set it up.
What's gonna happen to her? I don't know, but she is.
Dead.
So he doesn't state like how these were changed.
Yeah.
But it has a lot to do with his editor. At the time, he's had I think 2 editors.
And that's the interesting thing too. We never know what a story actually was, because editors, for the fans that don't know, they're always paired up with a mangaka. Mangakas always have editors, and the editor's job is to basically kind of guide not make changes to the story, but kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
They do make changes to it. They guide.
They give them advice on how.
That's what I was looking
ways
for.
to change it.
Yeah.
But some are more pushy than others. Are like, nah, you got to change this. You have to change it, or else your manga will fail, right? Like,
Oda's amazing. And I'm pretty sure, being a One Piece simp, probably him more than you, that you think that anything that Oda comes up with, it should stick. Like, it's Oda's work. It should be left untouched. Whatever Oda wants is what should be, because he's been doing such a fantastic job. But this list kind of shows things that the editor had to do with in the story.
Are basically editor changes.
But it's not editor changes, but most of them are suggestions.
So that's what I was trying to say, versus like full-on changes versus suggestions.
And this goes out to anybody who loves an author of any form. Because directors, they're directing the movies, but they're usually not the ones that write the screenplay. They see a story and they try to visually tell that story. Those are 2 different people with 2 different points of views of that story that make a certain story. Same thing with editors and mangakas. The reason editors exist, basically the editor is there to give guidelines, but also an editor usually has an example. He also reads a lot of this content, or she reads a lot of this content to feed the author, because everybody needs inspiration from somewhere. Shanks appearing in Marineford.
He wasn't?
He wasn't
planned.
Yeah, he wasn't planned. So I can see that one. That one I can see, because it came as a shock to everybody, right? We weren't expecting him to show up. They had talks before then, Kaido going to take down Whitebeard.
They did mention that Kaido was gonna show up in Marineford, but he was stopped by Shanks.
So basically, if Shanks didn't show up, Kaido would have been there.
And I think he comes up with these, like, remember that guy, the gag character that fixes the doors?
Oh yeah,
out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Because someone pointed out, hey, the door here was broken in this panel, but in the next panel it was fixed. And notice all like, hey, this character, he's the one that fixes doors. He just exists to fix doors. Yeah. And that gag character has showed up in the anime a few times and in the manga. I think someone might have asked. They probably asked like, "Hey, what were the Yonkos doing during Marineford? What was Shanks doing during Marineford?" And he's like, "Well, this is what happened, my guy."
It's like, this is what happened.
And you saw when Shanks showed up in Marineford, and Luffy and the gang, the pirates, were on their last rope. Yeah. And then Shanks shows up, was like, "Hey, bro, I'm here. You want to continue? Bring it. You're gonna continue with us." And they're like, "Nah, all right, let them go.
We're good, bro."
But that was Luffy's out. Yeah. Because by that time, Ace got killed, and Luffy was crying, and he passed out from the emotional shock.
So he still burned him.
Shanks was there. Spot. He's like, "Hey, bro, plot armor."
in the form of your mentor.
Next up, Ace being Roger's son. He did not plan that originally in the story.
Yeah, that's interesting. That one, obviously we first met him in Alabasta when they first met him. And you're just kind of like, oh, you know, Luffy's quote unquote brother. Like, we didn't know, right? He said that he was his brother. We're like,
but they never mentioned, he just called them a brother. So you'd assume they were blood brothers.
Yeah, that's what I assumed when I started watching.
When we get their full backstory, they're not blood related. And that's when we get to the backstory.
Sake related.
He's all like, oh, it's Savo's brother. It's like, you have a brother? Yeah, like, what about your parents? Oh, he's not my real brother. Like, blood related brother. We just call each other brothers. And then backstory.
It's because they drink sake.
Brother.
Brother. Juju, my brother.
He would have
The
had
connection.
main reason to die. They wanted to kill him because he was his son.
They made him important.
Yeah.
His death was important because he became his son.
That's true.
So
maybe that's
what guided him to make him his son.
He's like, I don't want to kill off Shanks, but I'll kill off someone close to Luffy. All right, sorry, Ace.
Again, if you know a hero's journey type of style of writing, the hero always needs someone to die, whether it be a mentor, someone that changes who he becomes.
Yeah, if you call
Just big
BS,
impact.
look at Spider-Man, Uncle Ben.
And Aunt May. Spoilers.
R.I.P.
Next up, for me, kind of surprising, Rob Lucci being a villain. That boy looks like a villain.
So hold on. That one I can tell because when they first met him, I thought he was the coolest guy. I'm like, bro, he's gonna definitely help them out later on, man.
He's a
good.
mute, and a bird talks for him. That's why I was surprised that he was a villain, because he has a pet. What kind of villain has a pet?
Right?
Like a cute pet.
Psychopath.
Like, you know, most villains do have pets, but they have like a cat, a feline is usually
maybe that's
something
like
evil.
that, bro.
That's 'cause
But
he
that
is
was
a
a
cat.
talking bird. Ew, he is a cat.
You can't have
He
a
is
cat. He is a
jaguar.
cat.
Oh,
But he wasn't planned to be a villain, so that he might have actually gave his powers after the fact. He's like, no, yeah, he's gonna be a villain.
wait, why did he talk in the first place?
He was undercover, right? So
No, the
he was
bird.
undercover. Oh, I have no idea. One Piece. That's why.
Hey, if you know why, leave it in the comments below, because I at this moment I can't recall why the bird was able to talk.
So
Yeah.
that was a very key fight, actually.
It was one of the.
If it wasn't
the key
Lucci,
fight.
who would it be?
I don't know.
I can't remember all the characters from Marine Ford.
But yeah,
from
that
Marine Ford, from that series.
Yeah.
That was
The
Enies
Enies Lobby.
Yeah.
Enies Lobby. So that one's not surprising to me. I was like, yeah, he started off as a cool character, and I was like, all right, yeah.
weird, but cool. Drumrock Mountain looking like a cherry blossom. I did not notice that.
Oh, Chopper's Island?
Yeah, Chopper's Island. Yeah, Chopper's Island.
Drumrock Mountain looking like a cherry blossom tree. My
Yeah.
bad.
Mhm. He's talking about the island being shaped like a cherry
Oh,
blossom tree. Yeah.
I noticed that the mountains weren't really like mountains. They looked like tree trunks.
Yeah.
I remember that. But like the whole, I just forget. Dang, it's just, I have
It's
to
been
go
a while.
back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Years. Next up is pretty interesting. Doflamingo and Corazon having blood relationship.
I don't know how to feel about that one, honestly.
I think it coordinates with one of the original ideas that changed as well, which I'll go to it now. I wanted to save this for the end, but I might as well, because I think that
It ties
impacted
in.
this.
Okay.
Law being an important character. When he made Law, he wasn't expecting Law to be as important or as integral to the story as he is now.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that Law became important changed how he wrote Doflamingo and Corazon.
That's true. That is true.
Corazon became an important character to Law,
Yeah.
and why Law wanted vengeance on Doflamingo.
Yeah.
So
But I
felt
wonder
like
what he
that's-
came up with first. Was it that? And that's the question that I feel like needs to be asked. Is like, did he come up with Lost Conception first, or did he come up with Doflamingo's story first? Because Doflamingo was introduced earlier, right?
Early on.
And basically in the beginning, early on in the story, right? So did he come up with his backstory?
If he had a layout plan, that changes things. But if he was going with the flow, because originally, if you didn't know, One Piece was meant to last only 5 years. Oda has said in an interview that it was only meant to last 5 years. But because of its popularity, because of its popularity, the editor and the people in Shueisha and Shonen Jump, they're like, hey bro, we're making that money. Here's more.
He's like, yeah, you can extend this out for another like 10 years or something. So.
You know, he was like, all right.
I'm like, they offering you that much money, so I was like, all right, I keep this going, I guess. I don't know.
And that's why a lot of times you see a lot of Shonen Jump series only last 5 years. Jujutsu Kaisen, it's only 3 or 4 years in.
Yeah.
It's about to end.
Nah, it isn't set up. He
Already said that. It's
Did
in, yeah, he said it was pretty much in the final arc.
It was in its final stages.
Yep.
So, well, my show's ending first.
But it came out.
This is why Oda accepted it, because he knows that in this company and in the manga industry in general, it's rare to last this long. Shichibukai appearing in manga.
I've seen that one before. That one I've seen before.
One Piece was
The Seven
that's what I
Warlords.
said.
The Seven Warlords.
So because it was originally meant to be a 5-year story, Luffy was originally meant to take on the Yonko.
dang,
How would that work?
He would have had to progress his power
yeah.
significantly
He would have
within
had
that
to-
short amount of time.
He would have had to pull the Nichigo.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it's only been 2 years
Since what?
in the story, maybe 3. Top it off at 3.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
One
the
Piece
One
story.
Piece story.
Oh, the in-
timeline.
So it would
Actual-
basically been the same. He just would have cut
yeah,
out.
I would
a
say
lot of
like
stuff.
3 years.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Mhm.
Look at Boa.
Yeah.
Doflamingo.
We would have missed out on such cool characters. Yeah. Dang.
Training with
Mihawk. Yeah.
bro.
Buggy Clown.
Buggy D Clown, bro. Hey, I'm gonna put this out there right now. They call him Buggy the Clown. Nah, bro. It's Buggy D Clown, man. I'm telling you. At the end of this story, Buggy D Clown, he's gonna be. Y'all laugh at me right now, but
I'll continue to
telling
laugh
you.
at you.
That's my guy, bro. Comedic legend.
You think Kanemon's survival was BS?
Exactly. He's been able to survive this long on just BS alone. You gotta hand it to him, bro.
But yeah, there's so many Shichibukais that
Yeah, that we would have
pretty
missed
cool.
out. Kuma,
Yeah.
Bartholomew Kuma, bro. No.
Like, I'm pretty sure like some of these characters would have been important. The fact that they're Shichibukais and they're helping these Straw Hats.
Yeah,
But still, that's a lot of cool characters, a lot of cool moments,
gone.
so much craziness, and all of that being rushed to just a Yonko.
Dang.
It would have been as great as it is now.
Because he was probably just gonna do it against Shanks.
Yeah,
Just that one fight.
I'm just like, all right, bro, you gotta fight me now. Give me back my hat when you duck.
This is pretty funny. Next up, Supernovas still surviving in New World.
Wait, that's a spoiler.
He wants to kill them off. He wanted to kill them off. So I heard a little bit about this. Apparently, the editor was like, "No, don't kill them, my guy. We already killed our base."
yeah.
So, but Oda was like, "I'm gonna kill these guys."
Dang, what a savage. He's like, yeah, they gotta go, bro.
Oda thought about half of them would have dropped out by now.
But it says still surviving. They're still in the new world,
Yeah,
so
So he's gonna kill him off soon.
he may kill them off.
Well, we're in the deep end with Wano, and spoilers, not really, because they're still alive.
Yeah.
For now.
And it's all of them. All of them are still
Yeah,
alive.
yeah,
all of them are still alive. So,
The worst is what's his name? Appo. The
he just.
there's the.
I hate that guy so much.
I don't think
bro.
any of them is gonna die in Wano, because if that piece of crap's still alive and he's in Wano and he still managed to survive,
Yeah.
what he went against CP0?
Yeah, and he has weird arms.
And this is pretty much the last one. Oda already had a plan that Kuma would break up the Straw Hats later when he was introduced.
I've seen that one. That one I've seen before.
So Kuma, even though the original plan was to fight the Yonkos, Bartholomew Kuma, giving them their moment for their power-ups, the 2-year gap, that's something that he already planned. So Kuma was already made.
Yeah.
Kuma and Doflamingo, weren't they? They appeared together.
They
right?
appeared together, and I remember they made when they first introduced all the Shishibukai. Kuma wasn't as big as he looked now.
Mm.
Like when they were sitting around the table, he didn't look that big, and then Doflamingo looked huge compared to him, which was weird. Like Doflamingo's really tall, because when Luffy stood up to him, like
Oof.
he was ginormous compared to Luffy. But when they introduced them, Kuma looked small compared to him. I thought it was weird. Might have just been the animation or something.
And just something random is Oda asked his editor what kind of predictions the audience would have. He plans to go beyond their expectations.
Of course, that's
That's
just
just Oda.
that's just a given. there.
Again, you tell him something, you show him something, you point something out, that boy's gonna say, nah, you wrong.
Yeah, stories. Like,
You're wrong because look, bam, continuity in my universe.
yeah, and I forgot where I read this, but they had read somewhere that he's seen people's theories about how it ends and everything, and he's just like,
If
now that he's
someone
seen,
gets-
now
if someone gets close, he changes it.
No.
yes,
Mhm.
people have been close before, and he's like, I gotta change this up now. So
And in interviews, he's been asked like, so what happens when you read and someone's gotten close to your story? He's like, then I'll change it. Simple as that.
just because he wants to keep, because he wants to keep it like a surprise, like he just wants to change the story to where like you'll never guess, like, and he's already been able to accomplish this much and introduce so many theories into this crap. Like they have a whole webpage freaking full of theories. People talk about it on Twitter about all these theories about all these things in One Piece world that could be, or like why is it so for this or that, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. So that but it's bound to happen. It's like any fandom. Like you'll always come up with theories for something. So
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to mention this one. The editor was against killing Ace at Marineford.
dang.
That would have been a little bit confusing but Shanks still showing up
Yeah.
before he died.
Yeah.
Like, watch out, Luffy. And then Shanks shows up and protects both of them.
Yeah.
That would have been one way to save them.
That's true. That would
But
have been a way to say
it was more impactful.
But then he would have met Luffy before Luffy met his goal.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I don't see that working out, because at that point when Ace died, it was just like, yo, Luffy finally realized he was out of his league, because even though he was running crazy at Marineford, he was still standing up to these guys like, yo,
Mhm.
I'm Monkey D. Luffy, bro. I'm
But it
take
was
these hands, bro.
It was like a heroic comeback when Ace got freed and he was going ham on all the
yeah,
Marines.
yeah.
So that was cool. And then all of a sudden, his death was really sudden if you think about
Exactly,
it. He
it
was just
was.
making his comeback. They were getting a second win. And then all of a sudden, Luffy gets caught by Akainu. And then Ace goes in for the save.
Yeah.
So that just took the breath out of everybody.
Yeah, that was shocking. I was like, oh my God, bro, you just freed him.
Which was a great part of the story.
Yeah.
So changing that, I couldn't see that, honestly.
Same. It would.
That was also something he had planned since the beginning, since he introduced Ace, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna kill him off.
He was going to
regardless.
kill him off,
Yeah.
but the editor was like, hey, bro.
Don't do it.
But this is one of the times that I would have said, no, he has to die. But he might have given him his reasons, like why he should.
Yeah.
So
One of the crazy thing is that when Oda saw his death in the anime, he was like, yo, like, I knew I drew this, but I didn't make it that gruesome. He did not like the way that he died in the anime. It made it seem like really gruesome. And it was, because when he died, he fell, you just hear splat and you see the blood. I was like, oh my God.
that's the beauty of animation and video. You put sound effects, it gives them more impact.
So Oda was just like, man, that was brutal. He didn't really like it. It was like, all right.
Oda said in his youth he used to watch 3 movies a day, so he knows what's up.
But
It just adds more impact.
that's pretty interesting.
Oh, speaking of Oda's personal, dang, I said last time that was the last one, but here I go with more. His editor was frustrated due to the delay of a manuscript, but when he read it, he couldn't help but to cry. It was a chapter where Rebecca met Kitos, her father, the
Yeah.
little toy thing.
The little toy thing. How dare you disrespect Kiros like that, bro?
Oda said he also cried when joining the chapter. He says his audience would not be moved to tears unless he himself cried.
I respect that. I respect the crap out of that. The fact that he was like, nah, if I ain't crying, it's not good enough.
You've mentioned this, and I've seen this in interviews before. He's writing for himself.
Yeah,
If
he's
it's
writing for
entertain-
himself. He's
if
writing
it's
for himself.
entertaining for him, then he finds it then it should be entertaining for other people.
This was a while back, and he said that one of the scenes that that made him cry as he was drawing it was the one where Vivi was screaming at the top of the tower. He said as he was drawing that, he was crying himself. I'm like, bruh, like that. And that was a really powerful moment too. Like that was an extremely powerful moment. But the fact that he was just like, oh my goodness, that was moving, bro.
It was. I find that so weird because it's like it reminded me of a romance, even though it's not. It was it had a romantic feeling, but
Yeah.
it was between friends, right? It's like a romance when you see that 2 lovers, but they can't be together.
Yeah.
It's like Romeo and Juliet, right? But it just can't be.
Yeah.
So even though they have to part ways, that's somber. That's what it felt with Vivi.
Oh, when she couldn't
When she
join.
couldn't join their Straw Hats.
Yeah.
I love that scene, which is why Vivi is one of my favorite characters in One Piece. Top 5, definitely.
Who's number 1?
Luffy. Without a doubt, Luffy. And this is also a reason because he punched Vivi. He doesn't play to cater to no one.
He doesn't.
He just gives it how it is. And at that time, Vivi needed to calm down, so he punched her.
And Sanji's like, why you hit the lady?
But again, that's why I also, Vivi is one of my favorite characters because she went from being someone who was like a petty child, a petty princess who was just trying to do things that she thought was right, regardless of the consequences. Well, she didn't think ahead, but Luffy, who's just like a clown character, thought ahead.
Clown character.
He really thought like, hey, people are gonna die.
Yeah.
Don't think about this fantasy that people can't die. In this story, in this war that you're starting, that you want to finish, it's only gonna finish, but people will die.
Yeah. They might not be important characters, but fodder people will die. Hey, I say that because he just said in this story, people die. Yes, people do die.
And we talk about that a lot. He sees that a lot on Twitter. He always tells me, because I'm not on Twitter usually.
People complain about it. They're
big wars. One Piece always has big wars.
And people aren't dying. People are dying, just not the people you want to die, right? You still got to remember it's a shonen. Shonen stories
usually don't have deaths.
Don't have deaths that
characters. Much. If you want that, so remember, One Piece is over 20 years old. Don't expect it to change from the tracks that it's already set. There's no changing One Piece. If you want character deaths, then you're doing right by watching Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and other modern shonen animes. But
because it's modern.
Because it's modern. But remember, One Piece is from 20 years ago. It's already set its sails, and that's where it's staying.
Set its sails. You always see complaints about it, and I always respect the fact that, as you said before, Oda has stated he is writing this story for himself. He's literally stated in an interview, I'm writing this for the teenager me, like the 13, 14-year-old me. That's all he's writing his story for. If as he's writing and he thinks that he himself as a teenager or preteen or whatever wouldn't like it, he's gonna change it. Like he wants to have a good story for the fans, but if he himself doesn't like it, then
what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? And that's what I really like. As much as people give trash takes on One Piece and clown on One Piece and stuff, like that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, right? We'll trash on some stuff on One Piece too, because there's some things that we don't like. And
Pill. We were just talking about Alabasta. Pill, the Falcon. Yeah. That Falcon dude. He went up there with a bomb. Boom. Next thing you know, Pill's still alive. No. You should have been dead, bird.
But at the same time, we can criticize, and we have every right to criticize the story because we love it. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't criticize it as much because Oda doesn't care. He's doing it for himself. Especially for me with certain manga, like Attack on Titan, I'll crap on it because I didn't like it, right? I read the entire thing. I watched it when it first came out and I gave it its due respect and I read all of it. It's just, I criticize it because it was bad.
You could abbreviate Attack on Titan with one sound effect.
What?
Watch the newest season and you'll know. You'll find out. You'll find out.
If you already found out from Twitter and the internet blowing up because of it, then
you'll find out. I tell people not to waste their time in this new season, but you're gonna make yourself mad at the end.
So I like all of Demon Slayer, but when it comes to the ending, it's just trash. Mm-hmm. But the series itself is good. Ending.
My problem with Demon Slayer is the Hashiras. Because of different reasons, and it isn't simple for me, just beginning, middle, and end. Me, just a character can ruin the whole series for me. Just one character. And for me, Hashiras ruined it for me. The Flame Hashira deserved to die.
Damn.
You heard it here first, folks.
The Flame Hashira or Ace, who did it better?
Oof, Ace.
This is where we end the video.
Take that as you will. Pour one up for the homies.
Just for Ace.
Dang. I like how this was One Piece and it just mixed up into everything else.
Because everything is anime.
Everything is anime. He's anime, I'm anime, you're anime. This is anime. We hope you enjoyed this discussion, guys, for the One Piece fans that did watch this.
And not for the Demon Slayer fans.
Or Attack on Titan. Everything just mixed up into one.
Yep.
So.
We could go on. This is what we do in personal time. It goes around.
But we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys on the next video. Out.